driving, and you're supposed to know that. We are on Honey Creek Road, headed towards Perrysville, Ohio. Lucas. Well, we're headed towards Perrysville. Right. We're going to Lucas. Yes. We're headed towards Perrysville. I'll put the camera at an angle. Jake?
Yeah, I told what I did in the first video basically, but we got an expert here who actually camped out where this is located. So he can tell the story, or what he does with the story.
This is, of course, our special guest, Sir Han. Straight?
No. So we are going to Mary Jane's grave. There actually is no grave. She was hung from an enormous tree in the graveyard. When they cut her down, they buried her at the base of it. The graveyard is said to be haunted, and the tree is supposed to be cursed. That's about all I know.
Well, we are on the road to Mary Jane's grave, which is pretty typical. Obviously, that's where we're going to go. And that's
Wait, where's the path?
No, where's the tree that she was hung on?
The big one, right? Mud circle
Oh,
around it.
is it?
Yes. Camper once touched the tree, didn't believe the curse was real, doesn't want to believe his counselors.
Got pee on his
parents got in
hand.
a car accident on the way to pick him up and died. If you come right here, where you can see there's been a chunk taken out of this tree, the people wanted it cut down one time because the curse, the story, they didn't like it. They hired 2 men to come down here and chop it down. When they used their axes to hit it, the axe actually came back and killed them both.
Oh, so they had Tin Man certified.
Basically, this tree is fucked with a lot of people.
And hopefully it doesn't do that tonight. And
Yeah,
I'm
you're
guessing,
not supposed to touch the tree because it's cursed.
I'm guessing that is the blood, even though it clearly sap. Unless at some point a heartbeat starts coming out of the tree, which then I'll just get in the Jeep with everyone
And
else
this
here.
is likely the blood.
cool shot time.
This is the story of a child.
The story of a man named Jed. Can someone go and sit in the back of the Jeep and just yell, "Must go faster, must go faster, must go faster," and turn to Jeff Goldbluming?
I know.
You look like some 80s guy just got walking. Hey guys, did I miss the 80s?
It was a boundary for the campers because we didn't want them touching the tree. It is haunted and gross as well because people seem to think it's funny to pee on it.
Are we gonna try it tonight?
I think Jared might try tonight.
Jared has a weak bladder.
Jared likes to play with ghosts and play with things because that's why he crawls all over tombstones. Jared likes to push the limits of what ghosts will do.
Why don't you just take a shit on it?
It seems like pushing it a little too far.
Just go up to where it bleeds and it's like
So is it
dust.
the real story of Mary Jane is that Mary Jane lived out here, not in this graveyard, but semi-close in a nice little house, secluded but close to the village. She was a medicine woman, not actually a witch, but in that time,
they qualified pretty much.
medicine women were thought of as witches.
Right.
They were scary and people stayed away from them. So she lived out here, she worked on her medicines and herbs, and she was left alone for the most part by the village people. However,
Sorry.
there was 3 little kids.
I just got it. You're left alone by the village people.
3 little kids thought they were funny shit and would come down to her house during the day and throw rocks at it. They just throw rocks at it and taunt her and make fun of her and shit. And she'd, for the most part, just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the kids thought he was getting brave, picked up a rock and threw it through the window of her house.
Ooh, that's good.
She got she got all pissed off, but she let it go. The kid that threw the rock through the window was the mayor's son of the village. So she lets it go, gets her window fixed. Either way. Well, a couple weeks later, it's cold. The mayor's son comes down with a real big sickness.
So they need her to.
The mayor comes down with the son in his arms, carrying him all the way to Mary Jane's house and pounds on the door. Like, help, my son's sick. He needs cured. Help us out. She looks at him and realizes she can't actually do anything for him.
Right.
So she refuses help. Turns him away, and he won't leave, so she shuts the door in his face. If I'm telling this right, I think the mayor stays there with his son on the doorstep. Son dies by morning.
And he blames it on her.
So the mayor gets pissed. He goes to the village, rounds up
The village people.
the village people, a posse of them, and they come to Mary Jane's house, drag her out, drag her here to this tree, and hang her.
Was one a construction worker is my question.
I don't even know.
Okay.
So they hang her from the tree. After they kill her from hanging, they take her back down and bury her at the base of the tree.
Okay, Jared, you want to start EVPs?
Well, I have shirt on the camera.
Yep. Yes, you were recording.
All right, and we're
Scared the
recording.
shit out of campers.
We're recording out here at the Mary Jane. I don't know what this cemetery is actually called, but
Lucas Cemetery.
Lucas Cemetery. It's quite creepy. We're all a little freaked out. It's not even 100% dark out yet. Just a very, very secluded area. Very, very run down. And we're at a space tree right now, so I suppose if there's anything you want to say. I don't mind touching the tree during the daylight. I'm not touching it at night though.
You want to keep it up towards your mouth, Jared, because the thing doesn't pick up very well.
Yes.
There's someone coming down here. Just keep taking pictures.
Probably don't have to be people do the same thing we're doing.
Exactly.
Okay.